SGA dropped a game-high 33 points last night as the Thunder beat the Pistons, who were without Cade Cunningham. Thunder won their 11th straight game, improved their league best record to 64-12, which ties the overall franchise record for most wins in a season with the 95-96 Seattle Sonics. Obviously, they moved to OKC. OKC had already set the record for most wins for an OKC team. Now it's the entire Sonics/Thunder franchise. So we had a special guest pull up to the arena this past weekend during a Battle Mode episode. Vaughn Alexander, Shai's pops, and Nikhil Alexander Walker's uncle came through to chop some game. You already know we had to talk about the MVP race. When Mr. B asked Mr. Alexander why SGA was the real MVP, here's what he had to say.
Yeah. Yo, do you believe your son is the MVP?
100%, fam, 100%. And like I said, not just because he's my son. If he wasn't my son, I'd be like, yo, this is the MVP, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know? And like I said, I rate what Jokic do. What Jokic is doing is crazy. Let's keep it real. Like, I don't even want to say this on air, but if he wasn't to win it, I wouldn't be like, oh, he got snubbed, because what he's doing, bro, is stupid, bro.
Yeah.
It really is. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
But having said all that, fuck that. Shay's the MVP.
That's what I wanted to hear.
30-point games. First team All-NBA 3 years straight. He's playing on the youngest team. 61 wins. What are they? Denver got like 13, 14 games behind us. Stop this, bro. Just give it to him this year.
So we all know Joker had that monster 60-point triple-double. Gil, you weren't on the couch, but back early March, you said Joker was going to have a MFU, that's my trophy type of game. After you made those comments, a day or two later, he dropped the 31-20-20 game on the Suns. Seen him drop the 60-point triple-double.
Listen, ever since
against the Wolves.
I'm gonna just be honest, man. Y'all better stop bringing Dwight Howard up. I'm gonna just be honest with you, because I don't know if y'all noticed. Ever since the bubble, he's been fucking people up. Because, you know, the bubble is where he got shut down and we won that championship. He's won three MVPs since that bubble, trying to go for his fourth. So he's basically letting y'all know that he's a new Negro.
Yeah. A new Negro.
And
I hope he said that verbatim.
They got Negroes in Serbia.
Yeah. He's one of
everywhere.
Yeah.
He just ain't got no son lately, because ain't no way you keeping the vendetta this goddamn long, brother.
Yeah.
Because you won it last year, this year. As much as you want to say, yeah, we can give it to Shai, he's not giving up. That's the problem. He's not giving up. Like right now, he's at 29.7. He's about to average 30.
That's what he's trying to do.
That's what I'm saying. He's about to average 30 with the triple-double. So this ain't no 25 and a 10 and 12.
Yeah,
he's about to average
to
30, 10 and 12, maybe 10 and 13, right? So he's not just letting this happen.
Yeah.
I can tell you this, that bullshit, what I say Perks did, it was Perk who said Embiid should win the MVP.
And that kind of flipped the whole race.
If anybody actually looked back, Jokic was averaging a triple-double, and after people started pushing for Embiid, he kind of let off the gas.
Yeah.
And said, all right, man, fuck all this. He's not letting off the gas now.
So you think he cares? So this whole idea that he don't care about basketball and he care about his horses or whatever, you think he's paying attention to everything?
We don't say he don't care about basketball. He just treats basketball like a day job.
I'm talking about the fan. I'm talking about the fan. I'm not talking about. You can't be that good and not care about basketball.
Sure.
But what I'm saying is this whole narrative that these things aren't important.
Right.
You believe that they are important to him.
Fuck yeah. His family is basketball. Like his family is basketball. Like,
okay.
Like his brothers left the country and came to America to play basketball. His dad and they are basketball nuts. He was left by himself to say, if you want to go to America, you better be like your brothers. That's their life.
Okay.
Right? It just doesn't, how he plays it nonchalant. But of course he cares. Like the narrative that they put, I guarantee you, if somebody picked up Dwight Howard, he's gonna try to get that motherfucker 70, 30, and 30 on him. He's gonna try some will. It's like, because that is what, if you look at how he finished and look at him since, he's basically saying the MVP trophy's mine ever since that moment in time.
Yeah. So with me, this is where I struggle. Because I believe some people's style of play lends itself to better stats. It's just what it is. So whenever if you look at the MVP award from a statistical standpoint. LeBron is supposed to have more. You know, you could say Russ was supposed to have more.
Kobe.
Kobe, you see what I'm saying? So I try not to lean in the statistics. You know, it's not that Jokic doesn't have great optics. It's great when you watch him play. But when I watch OKC play, in every game that matters, when they play a team that's tough, another good team, when that game is close down the stretch, they go, get us home, SGA. And I think that matters whenever you're talking about MVP. He'll never have the numbers Jokic have. His game doesn't lend itself to that. But when it comes to, I think he is the reason why that team is so good if you watch how they play. You know, so I think you can't, when we start talking just numbers, I think you're being unfair to him because when you watch it, he is getting his team to the finish line in a lot of these games.
Yeah. And we talk about Jokic generational numbers, right?
Yeah.
We've had this discussion pretty much all season. And I've been on the Jokic train. Like, you can't deny what this man is doing. First big man to be able to average a triple-double. But then you talk about the West and how tough the West is. The West is the varsity and the East is the JV. OKC's got a 15-game lead in the Western Conference. That's absurd, right?
For sure.
And winning necessarily shouldn't factor that much into the MVP race and conversation. But goddamn, they got a 15-game lead in the West.
So much you don't even put them in the category. You just talk about the Lakers.
They got a 15.
Warriors.
We don't even talk about that. It's like, all right, we know they're gonna win. Like, but I'm just saying what that squad is, right? You look at that squad on paper. That's not a squad you're gonna say, all right, they're gonna have they can win the West.
And
we said at the beginning of the
young.
year, we're not 15 games. Like, come on, man. Like,
That's crazy.
But that lets you know, like when I say like if they play the Lakers, we whooping them, that lets you know how good he is versus how bad the rest of the team is.
yeah.
Right? I mean, he should have won it last year, right? I mean, it's the same thing, right? Where you have you have a team that is considered college level.
They're so
age.
young. They're so young.
And
A
that's
lot
why
of
you
those
don't
guys
give it
could
to 'em.
still be playing in college right now.
They're the second youngest team right now, behind
Is that what it is? Let me see.
Blazers.
Yeah.
That's where they should be,
Yeah.
right? They should be exactly where
The Blazers
the
are.
Blazers is this young team and they're right in front of them. That's how great the
So they entered the season as the youngest team in the league. I think that may have shifted, but average age is like 24.1
youngest
years
team
old.
The average age is 24.
That
average.
roster. It's dudes in the tournament right now.
24,
years
yeah,
old.
because of the COVID season. Yeah.
But that's it. You have to be able to factor that in.
Yeah.
To the fact that if you compare them to their age, the rest of that group is at the bottom. Bottom feeding, trying to learn how to play basketball. And there's one guy, because if you take him off the team, that's
It's
what
over.
they will be.
Yeah, for
It's over.
They will be at the bottom.
Yeah.
But by the same token, where would the Nuggets be without Jokic on that team?
That'd be better than
They'll be better, a lot better. You have veterans.
Okay.
That's still a veteran team.
What Russ had 30 last night.
And he getting booed with 30, 10, and 6.
Nah, look at what happened when he wasn't playing. They were still winning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Russ
They
was
beat
going
the Warriors
crazy.
with
30, 10, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You got people that were 30, 10, and 6 is getting booed.
Yeah.
Right? That's what they got on the bench. Like, we can pretend that they're not good. Like,
They still in their feelings about the Wolves game.
we know when he's not playing, we know what Murray's going to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You take SGA.
Actually, Gordon is still
Gordon,
very
yes.
good. What's my man who shoot too many threes? Tall dude.
MPJ.
MP3.
Yeah.
MPJ.
Yeah, MPJ. Yeah, he shoot. He don't care. But nah, he's good though. They have a good roster.
Like, this is going to go down to the end, man. I think whoever,
It shouldn't go down to the end.
it has to. You can't take away somebody who's really doing that too. Like,
Yeah.
Because last year you gave it to Joker off the name.
I don't
You
give a
can't
fuck.
keep putting that name
Yeah,
over.
that's what I'm-
players.
It's
not a name.
It is. Like,
Bitch,
you
I'm
think-
averaging 30, 10,
It
and
don't
12.
matter.
Yeah.
bro.
Still a
It don't
number.
matter. It
Yeah.
don't
I don't give a
matter.
fuck what we
It
talking
still
about.
sound crazy
Right,
whenever
see what
you
I'm
say
saying?
it.
Like, I'm
Yes.
still averaging
You
30.
seen that? I seen it. I seen it for 4 years.
And I see you do.
And the motherfuckers call it stat pattern. And y'all refuse to say he's trying to win. What that mean? He's stat pattern. Nobody want to use the narrow. He act like he don't care
give a
about
fuck what you
basketball. He don't give a fuck. He just out there playing with nobody.
They try to, yeah.
Stop this shit. He care.
He cares.
He cares.
Yes, he do.
bro.
He cares, but
I don't
once,
care about
once
what
he
you
clock
can't-
out,
you-
I'm
you
not
can't-
worried
you can't
about y'all.
Not use what you've been using towards everybody else and just say, oh, because it's Joker, I'm not going to use LeBron says, oh, he's too good. Jordan shit, we can't keep giving it to Jordan. You can't do that.
I don't give a fuck about what you can call it.
You got to get
stat.
somebody who's fucking 15 games in front of him,
Who?
averaging 30, and you don't want to give it
You
to him
can't
last
call- but what I'm saying is-
first place last year, you don't want to give it to him because he's too young to get it.
I don't know what they
type
give
of
it.
shit
That's
is
not
that?
my read. I don't give a fuck who. That's them
He don't
voters. But
deserve it.
you can't tell me I'm not in there.
But
and
that's
I'm
what they
averaging,
said. Like,
I'm averaging
we just
30,
gonna
12,
give
and
it to
10
Joker.
this year.
They just gave it to Joker.
Can I ask y'all a question? Do you think Joker is benefiting from the lack of people in his position? Because SGA, there's a ton of people.
Oh, no,
some
no,
of the
no,
best,
he's back- no, he's
some of
back
the best
up, yeah.
defenders in the league are all his size.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And he's doing what he's doing. Joker plays 4 centers a season.
And one don't show up.
Yeah, and one of them don't even play. You know what I mean?
I ain't playing you in your hometown. Just
Yeah.
come to my city. No, but that's what I'm saying.
Just
But
come
it's
to my
still-
city.
it's
Do
still
you take that into consideration as a voter?
I do.
Okay.
But they don't have players voting.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a player vote because we're gonna vote all of the metrics, right? We're gonna vote age, where they supposed to have been. We're gonna take in all that consideration, right? We're gonna take you off your team, see how this team works, to see who is actually better. Yes, their record is better, but on paper, your team's supposed to be better. So that means this man is moving at a different frequency than your team. So yes, he's the most valuable in the league and the most valuable to this team.
How do you think?
But I just can't say, damn, you're still averaging 30, 12, and 10. I can't just
It's
push that
impossible.
away because
But they ignored it for Russ. That's the problem. It was like, why won't you ignore it for Joker? You ignored it for Russ over and
let's
over.
keep it real.
3 years.
Joker, a much more
talking for
efficient
shit.
triple-double. Also in the
Position
top
makes
3
you
in
more
steals.
efficient too.
Yeah,
No, it's not
I'm
even
saying, but
position
threes,
because-
field goal percentage.
because you're playing a down low, you're going to have better. But it's still something where I can't just say, all right, this is yours. Fuck anything he does. Because if he fucks around and have 70,
Nah, he have another game.
that's what I'm saying. You still got to keep the door open.
Yeah.
It's like the Terminator. Like the nigga's still chasing you, dog. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't give a fuck what's going on. That man that you're trying to run from is still coming. Like you got to put him in hot lava, whatever. He's still chasing through the shotgun shells to the face. Them shits is closing back up. That is Jokic right now.
Yeah, 60-point triple-double.
He's Sky.
You can't
Right?
ignore
Like, you know
that.
what I mean? Like,
You can't ignore that. They lost though. Yeah, they
And we
lost
talking
that
about
game.
You had this in the law.
Dave, the Nuggets lost. Joker won.
Your Joker won.
Yeah,
Y'all
but
lost.
they
Talk
lost.
about
But
that.
this is the thing. When that game is on the line, they get a ball to Joker and say, "Get us home." He didn't get us home. But you do the same thing with SGA, and he gets you home.
Listen, he in front, right? It's Shai's to fuck off. Let's just say it like that.
All right.
Right now, it's Shai's to fuck off.
Can he
But-
fuck
but-
off?
But
They can stop playing right
That's
now.
what that was the point
He
I'm
played
on.
70-something
I can tell you
games.
this, he's better off.
He got to play. He got to play.
I don't know.
All he gonna do is just average 30s night, 30s night, 30s night.
Now, what happens is this. These next 5 games, he averages about 15. They start doubling, tripling. And his stats go down. This motherfucker start averaging 40.
Yeah.
This is a different conversation. He is better off not playing no more. You can't rate him.
And,
you gotta keep him
and
at
no
his
one
side.
can catch them in the West.
No, the 15-game lead right now.
That's what I'm saying. It's better that he don't play because they can't push nothing against him.
Yeah.
Right now, it's just him. He started having these, shut down games. They shutting him down. He fuck around, have a 5-2-1. Like those can fuck, because they gonna just remember the last couple games.
Yeah.
They gonna forget the whole beginning of the season.
Played
You can't trust a voter right now.
73 games.
You can't trust a voter right now, dog. They go off with the last thing they seen.
Yeah.
And the motherfucker Jokic started averaging 40, 10, and 12. Like at the end, like he's arguing.
He's gonna do it.
I think you got to give it to SGA because you gave
gonna
2
do
to
it.
Nash.
You gotta do it.
Both Canadian.
Yo,
Both Canadian.
Yeah. If it's about elevating your team to that position, you know what I mean? And ain't about, because it wasn't about the stats then.
Yeah, what are we telling the kids now?
That's what I'm
It wasn't
saying,
about the
man.
stats.
I don't know, man.
What was it? What you mean?
It's about his stats.
Who?
It was still Nash's stats.
Nash had good
His
stats.
stats and his
It
point.
wasn't LeBron, Kobe, or Shaq.
You know what the narrative was though?
Winning.
And this is the bad part. And I
And he didn't play defense.
I hate the narrative of this. So when Amari was gone, they expected them to drop and not be a playoff team. So the fact that Nash held them up, he got credit for it. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But you said Kobe's team was damn near going to finish last in the West, and they made it to the playoffs.
Amazing.
But you're not giving them no credit for that.
And giving everybody 50 and 60 on the way to doing it. He was carrying that team. So much, in fact, he wasn't passing the open niggas. He was carrying.
They wasn't open.
He was carrying.
They wasn't open.
Yeah.
It wasn't open. If you look at the names, they wasn't open.
That's how he felt. That's how he felt.
And that's how we all felt. Motherfucker standing running under the basket knowing
This
damn
is
well
a
if I
better
pass it, it's
shot
about to
with me
slip.
shooting over 3 than it is you open in the corner. No disrespect.
I can tell you that. He didn't do that shit to Paul Gasol. They got
No.
Ron Artest.
Yeah. That's true. Damn.
Oh my goodness.
That's all I'm saying.
That was a Herculean effort, man. What he did, man, that was crazy. And I'm not a Kobe fan by any means, but to ignore what he did that year, you know, I still think that was a crime, man.
Yeah.
That was a crime not giving that man MVP.
I-
Because they're nothing without that dude. That's a 6-win team without that dude.
It was nothing with him.
Yeah.
It's the ideal team you want to score a lot. Just a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep this thing moving.
Damn near had him in the first. They almost had him in the first round too.
Yeah, up.
Yeah.
They were up.
Up 3-1.
Tip, they got it.
Yeah, 3-1
That's
right,
hard
and
to-
then that's when the media started
figured
pretending
him
that
out.
that was an actual team. Hey, you need to pass the ball a lot.
Started trying to facilitate.
Yeah.
To who?
To who?
Oh, you want them to?
I ain't gonna say no names. They've been beat up for years, but you know.
Nah, they wasn't beat up for years.
No, I'm talking about these guys for years have had their names tied to being nobodies on that Laker team, and I just don't want to do it. But y'all know that.
We're trying to be better people in 2025.
Yeah,
That's the raw
I told
vegetable.
you. We talked about that. Yeah.
You need to try that shit, because the way
that's
you break me down and you don't see like the emotions in my eyes, you don't feel sympathy for me and my son, you need to start trying this shit. You see a good man, that's a good man right there.
said since I've been on this diet, it's harder for me to be as mean as I once was. He wants you to start eating raw vegetables so you'll stop talking about him and his son.
Wait, so you eating raw vegetables and that made you nice?
Yeah, it did. It made me nicer. It was crazy. I can see, I'm more empathetic. I can see when I'm hurting somebody's feelings. I can tell you can't see it.
Like my soul right there.
And if you check Gil's fridge, no raw vegetables.
Yeah.
No raw.
Gil will say something terrible about you. You make a face. You're like, why are you looking like that? I said that you. I said, you didn't hear me? I said that you suck.
Yeah, you get on a little vegan diet, you get on a little all fruit and vegetables, boy. You start kumbaya around,
A
huh?
little bit, turn you into a hippie a little bit, man.
Damn, start seeing.
Nature, man. You need to try that shit.
Well, let's talk about something positive to unite the couch.